for training and
training
takeoff.
and so getting close to the end, guys.
Well,
for shipping, for shipping.
You know, we tell ourselves that just so we don't stop and cry on camera. The truth of it is, there's probably another 1,000 hours of work between the group here.
Yeah.
But don't worry about it. We're here to do that 1,000 hours. That includes coming out and visiting you guys and a lot of stuff. And on a good side note, we got yet another order from the old product last week, and so we're able to keep putting our energy and our financial resources, not unabated, but at least positively into this. So I feel like we're looking solid. I think that the final conclusion will be one, although extremely late, one that will be one we can be proud of to the greatest extent.
I agree.
So
I agree 100%. I think everyone's going to be so happy when they get their thing.
Well, we'll let them tell us that.
Well,
so far,
true,
everybody
that's
seen the printers hasn't said, I want my money back. Everyone that's seen them says, I'm ready.
Yeah.
Put it in my car. So we'll just stay with that.
Yeah,
end of the beginning.
Yeah.
Ain't that the truth? You know, obviously software is going to become a big focus, and also we have a couple of concepts right now for next generation, how to improve this, make it easier to build, easier to operate. But the software is really a big portion of that.
It's huge.
And so I'll be diving on that.
Yeah.
My son, who was helping us on some of the 3D stuff, has moved away out of the area, and I'll miss him. And I hope that whatever he's doing, he's going to be having a rewarding and safe and happy time.
Yeah. So thank you very much, Dan, for all your help and all your work, and for getting us to as far as we were able to get to on the 3D scanning stuff. So thank you, and everything else as well. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
For the rest of you guys out there, just thank you for all that you guys have been patient, and we keep pounding on the hammer.
Linner 9, thank you very much for asking that question. I get that question asked quite a few times. He asked, sorry I missed the info on the surveys. I had some questions. I emailed Dan, and it sounds like he is swamped with emails. I am. The main question was if the 1.75 millimeter head can be swapped to run 3 millimeter easily. And the answer is...
he doesn't know.
That's what I was going to say.
He doesn't know, so don't give him an answer.
I was going to say Carl can answer that question. So.
And the reason he doesn't know is I don't know. Look, here's the deal. With the 3 millimeter, I think we explained it before, but I think it bears repeating.
Yeah.
When you run the material into the fusion chamber, which is essentially your nozzle at this point, really that's what it is. The nozzle just bolts into the heater block, and that makes it your fusion chamber. We go straight into it. You really need to make a seal, or you get blowback. And the blowback is a disaster, because all of a sudden you've got material leaking out of places you didn't even know you had. And this happened to us on a lot of the earlier machine parts. So I've made a seal, and I haven't tested the 3 millimeter with the latest sealing technology. And I should do that, because it's possible that it will contain the blowback significantly. If that's the case, then it might work well with the 3 millimeter or the 1.75. I got to tell you, that's a battle I choose to fight 2 or 3 weeks from now, not a battle I'm choosing to fight right now. Right now, I'm making 1.75 print beautiful.
Yes.
And reliable. And beautiful and reliable. I'm not trying to do anything fancy. I just want consistent, dependable results.
Yeah.
Right now, when I light up my head and I click the little run button to see that first little squirt, each and every time I'm getting a nice stream of ABS.
Yes.
And that's such a good feeling, I can't tell you. Okay? So that's where we're at. The 3 millimeter stuff, I will not forget. It's designed for it, just like it's designed for 400 degrees C material, but that also is a later date. So please know that the 3mm material is not technically tough, but I don't have time to go and delve into that right now. Since I'm printing so well with 1.75, I want to get those printers in the hands of people, let them start printing with the 1.75. I am absolutely certain that there is a great place for 3mm filler or 3mm material where we are trying to build at a coarser level, faster, bigger builds. I mean, it makes perfect sense. So there you go. Hopefully everybody can get behind that and support us on it. I apologize to anybody for falling short, not giving you 3mm as expeditiously as we would like to. Know that the design is totally mechanically capable of handling 3mm.
Oh, yeah.
It requires a different nozzle at this time and a different exhaust pipe. There are just two little parts you change, and poof, there you go. You're making 3mm. But yeah.
And the other question you had, Linner9 asks, other question on the heads is if you could run a 1.75mm and a 3mm head at the same time.
Yes, you can run 4 heads at the same time, and one can be putting out egg yolks if you want. And now someone thinks that's a ludicrous thing to say. You can't really run egg yolks. Yes, you can really run egg yolk if you want. So if you want to put a 1.75 with a 0.35 nozzle next to a 1.75 with a 1mm nozzle and a 3mm with a 1mm nozzle, it's just plug them in. So buy a head and plug it in. It's no problem. Now you're going to say, how do I incorporate that in my build? Well, I'd like to tell you it's not my problem, but I'm sure it will be. The truth of it is, you can switch between heads if you've set the steps per nanoliter very, very easily, because all you do is give it 2 lines of code. One to incorporate the XY offset, and the second one to tell it which head is the new master head. And after that, it goes and runs on that head. So it's not that tough. You will have to do a little manual editing in the beginning. Know that the software will evolve to do better and better multiple interactions between the heads. That's why I tell him I'm 6 months to a year submersed with snorkel on, programming, more snorkeling, more programming, just to make this where we want it to go. So I think that this fun part for me is knowing that this product is good, but it's not great, but it's going to be fantastic beyond great as we get the software better and better and better.
Powers USA says, I really, really, really look forward to helping on the software front. So, yes, absolutely. When we're ready to that point, yes, we will invite you guys in to help out.
Those of you guys that are qualified, we have a little simple 1-paragraph NDA. You sign it, I give you complete access to the code repository.
Yep.
Every line of code in Repetrel will be open to any of you guys that wants to have it.
Yeah.
Repetrel was put out in the open source. We're not hiding anything. If they want to take back a copy and see what we've done, we're more than welcome to it. The firmware is a different story, and the firmware we're only sharing with 3 people so far. Each of those has agreed to treat it as a trade secret up to this point.
Yes.
That doesn't mean we won't open it up. It just means that at this moment, there's too many things going on for us to let other people play with it.
Yeah.
With Repetrel, Repetier host, sorry, there are a lot going on. It's just that it's in .NET, and more of you guys could be a lot more used to us. So, or to yourselves with it. There you go.
Yeah, we're using Visual Studio 2010. So if you guys want to start, going down that particular path, that's where we're going to be coding it in going forward. So Linner9 asks, what about the Volcano? Thinking about wax for lost wax casting? Yes. Here again, the Volcano will be available 3 weeks after the EMOs, which is 6 weeks, we said, away from basically this past week. So, because we said 5 to 6 weeks beyond the shipment of the. So basically 9 to 10 weeks away is when the current version of Volcano would be available.
You can have it for your Christmas present if you want. Actually, place an order and let's have a race to get him out, because the volcanoes, I got all the parts in now.
You do?
All except for the one body, but I mean,
yeah.
The emos are all here. I have rails for 60 pieces.
Oh yeah, that's right, you do.
We got the circuit boards, the rails, and I'm just ready to run the bodies for the rest of the emos right now. That's what's the next thing on the CNC is.
Wow. Okay.
That's what the 2 parts at a time out there is.
Yeah.
So who knows? I mean, we're cautiously optimistic, but yeah.
Okay. So I'll throw that out there. If you guys are open to it, it's going to take a little bit longer for the volcano, but if you want to switch from the EMO to the volcano, you're more than happy to do so. The volcano does cost more, though. Just know that.
I can get 5 prototype volcanoes out in just a few weeks, because they're the same body, with the exception of that one thing. We're going to run another batch of them. Mm-hmm. So if anybody wants to be a power guy with them, send me out something if you want to play with it. But just know they're prototypes, which means, I might even give you a special rate on the prototype, but just five pieces will go out to certain selected people.
Now this is the EMO, Robbie Halverson. This is the EMO. The volcano is basically take this.
I'll get it.
And okay.
We got it.
All right, we'll show that to you in just a second. So it's the heated emulsion printhead, yes, as from what Powers USA just said. And Linner9 says, if you can shut off the heat, wouldn't the volcano work just like the EMO 25? Yes. However, as we're going to show you guys in just a second, you're going to see how easy it is to take the cartridge out of this guy versus taking the cartridge out of the volcano. There's a 2-step process. This is just a 1-step process by loosening up the one bolt here, and then once it's loosened up, you can literally pop one of the cartridges out very quickly, very easily, and also put it in very quickly, very easily, just like that. Volcano does take a little bit more time. So
okay, so this, hold up that one too. This is the old original one. Mm-hmm. This is the latest. Mm-hmm. It was done. We put the motor in front so it would work better in the System 23s.
Yeah.
I've got all these parts now in stock: the motors, the gears, the drive shafts, the bearings, and the long bearings that these are on. And we have enough for 50 plus units. So let's flip it end up. And the only difference between them is this body and the different mounting technique, which is made from the same block. We just cut it down. And then we put a piece of PEEK between there. And if I can find a more suitable, less expensive thermoplastic, I will put it in. Right now that PEEK is the most expensive part in the whole volcano, just about.
Yeah.
And then what we've done here is you can see that we have a thermal element for reading the temperature at this tip. And then we have 2 heater elements that come in.
Here.
Well, it's fuzzy, but on each of the 2 sides. So there's 2 40-watt elements run in series, so they're really only putting about 20 watts, about 20 watts into it.
Yeah.
So there you go. That's the way it works. And
to unload it is it's much more. It's a little more difficult.
You have to undo the tip and unloosen the 3 screws here,
and then
you pull it out. Put the next one in. Put the tip back on. Tighten your screws back up.
Exactly.
So I mean, this will eventually get better. So I'm just saying, the first of the group, it's not. It works. I mean, we use it and it works great. But at the same time, there will be refinements to it, just like there were with the EMO 25. And one of the refinements coming down the line will be the super high torque version of this.
Linner9 says, is the heat control built into the software for the volcano?
Yeah, it's like regular hothead. You just give it an M code and then boop. This has a full 32-bit microprocessor controlling the dispensing and the temperature.
Yep.
All of them do. That's
Plenty of power.
Yeah, well, that's a little bit of the reason why our heads have a little bit more price in them, is we put the brains in them, and every one of those has got that 32-bit microcontroller in there. We could have chose to cheap it out another way, but then when you start mixing these things up, you get all confused about taking care of taking care of different temperatures and stuff like that, and your software on the main part of it goes crazy.
Yeah.
Yeoman asked, is the heated one going to have a bigger volume? I thought it would be 50. We have a larger volume version of this. The first one for the Volcano is 25 millimeters. There is a Volcano 50 and also Emo 50 in the works.
Not 25 millimeters, 25 cc's.
cc's.
So
cc's.
cubic centimeters. 25 cubic centimeters.
May I address that to Yeoman? Another reason why that's the way it is that it requires a lot more torque to handle a larger diameter piston. And that is why we have ordered the 27:1 gear ratio planetary drive and the 100:1 planetary drives. And they are already en route, but they will be another 10 days before we receive them.
Yeah.
Those should have enough torque to actually go to the 100 cc volume. And that's where I was trying to hit my next target. That way when I fall short, 50 is a no-brainer. So, for what you know. Also, the 100 takes up 2 slots, not 1.
Yeah.
So it's quite a bit wider.
It's big.
It's not that big. It's just big.
Yeah.
It might actually fit in a 35 millimeter. Nice. Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
Oh, excellent question.
Yeah.
All right.
There's usually a reason for everything. It just doesn't always make sense to everybody, but there's usually a reason for it. I love these questions. This is the best forum for me because you guys catch us. You guys catch us making a mistake once in a while, and that saves everybody time and money.
Yeah.
Okay. And the other thing is I like it when people know what we're working on, and when they approve of it. That's always a nice feeling. You know, makes you feel like you didn't work all month for nothing. Speaking of which, if you'll excuse me, I got something cooking in the other room, and I got to see if this time the slicer did right. Because this is my 5th try tonight, and each time I've been slicerized. And I don't blame it on the slicer. It was a bad design. That was the radiuses. This one doesn't have the radius.
One second, guys. There you go. Yeah. Oh, this is so nice that we can go in between the rooms. Thank you very much for my father for pushing that to me, basically saying, hey, you know, it would be nice to actually, if you guys had actually 2 cameras going at the same time. I just wish we had a tunnel that went all the way straight through so you guys could see that on the other room. I'll be working on that on one of the updates going forward. Also, while he's looking at that, and come back here just for a second. Also, just let you guys know, the greatest thing about doing these particular broadcasts is that if you have any questions whatsoever, any questions about your build, you can pretty much ask us during the broadcast, or during any one of these broadcasts. We can have multiple broadcasts during the week that focus on how to do print troubleshooting, and I'm willing to do that and help you guys out with that. So, there. I think
it's easy enough to run a 1-hour print shop. I don't have a problem with that. The only problem is there's no such thing as a 1-hour print shop because nothing prints in an hour.
Yeah.
By the time you prep it and get it sliced and get it on the machine, you're looking at a 2-hour print shop. But you know what? I think that's a great idea. I mean, we can move this forum from discussing our trials and tribulations through the design of the machine and move it into just a general print. But we need to set a time limit.
Absolutely.
And then people can ask technical questions of the machine while we're printing. I like that forum.
Yeah.
So
good.
Let's make that transition ASAP.
So it'll be a videography forum for helping out on troubleshooting prints.
Well, and showing how to do complicated prints or dynamic prints or different materials. I mean, we've already been doing that, but I think it's nice to show people the technique. Tonight today we had 2 people. One guy had never printed before. The other one was a rocket scientist who may have not printed before, but knew everything about printing before he came in the door.
Yes.
Yes, he did. So we took the time to modify the sensor material. I'd actually, knew I wanted to do this, and so I left this for us to do together so they could get a feel for the Libre and find out how it is to use it. And then we sliced it up, and I showed them some of the problems when you take for granted that everything's going to work with one click. And then
That's so
now
much.
we've made a couple of prints and made some modifications, and now made some more prints. And
it works nice.
Hopefully, yeah, it was great. But it was a real education. The one guy who left earlier said that he learned an awful lot, and he did. While I was upstairs having a little dinner, he down here, and this is his first time.
Mm-hmm.
He designed his own part. He said he was just loving it.
Yep.
All by himself. He sat down with a Libre and poof, had it on the screen and was ready to slice it and print it.
Yeah, I was ready for us to try to, yeah.
He's a bright person, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice guy. I like Eric.
Yeah, so do I.
I like him.
Eric's a good guy.
Yeah.
Good man.
Could deal with more like that. So, good.
Yeah.
I don't know that I have too much more.
No, I already talked about the 3D scanner, saying that we've already, no more work has been done on that this week. So, we're getting all these guys up to ready to ship.
Right. I won't jump on the 3D scanner for a minimum of 2 weeks. This week and next week are pushing stuff in boxes or loading it in the van. Those of you that are backed, super backers, super duper fantastic, unbelievable nuclear backers, just bear with me. I mean, the machine is tooled for it. It is wired for it. It is ready to receive the scanner. Matter of fact, all your printers are.
Yeah.
Even the guys that don't have the cable, it takes you like 5 minutes to swap the cable out to make it scan ready.
Yeah.
And so, that wasn't so tough.
Or as you say, I knew you were going to ask that question.
Boxes
this is for the engines. I'll be right back.
Uh-oh. Yeah, they've seen them already.
Have they?
Yeah, we showed them on the broadcast 2 weeks ago. They're asking about is the material boxes. We don't have material boxes.
Not this guy?
Nope.
So, okay.
Well, maybe that is it.
This is for the engines, guys.
Well, if you're going to pick up an engine in person,
yes,
we won't put it in a box. Because all of our printers that we're taking up with us are individually. We couldn't get them all in the van if we had to put them in the big box.
All these guys right here, just easily, I can say this right now, we strapped them in to a car, not into a car seat, but put it on
a baby seat.
Not a baby seat.
I gotta go check on something right now.
It is we put it inside the car, and we just used our regular seat belts, and they held. In fact, on a couple of trips that we took back and forth, these guys, even with the center, like sitting in the center seat in the back seat, one trip I forgot to put the seat belt on, and going up and down in the Georgia hills, didn't even move. The only thing that moved was the bed, and every now and then the yoke moved, but not very much. So when it comes to transportability, these guys are awesome, and I have no qualms in my own mind that the systems aren't going to be the same way. So transportability wise, these guys are extremely transportable. They are heavy. These guys are heavy, so be ready for that. When you pull it out of the box, I don't want you guys to grunt and strain and pull something in your back. They're about 35 pounds a piece, so it's kind of like manhandling one of those weights that you basically put on a bench. It's about 35 pounds of pure steel and aluminum. So just be ready for that. But they're so easy to use, so easy. Once you have them, once it's there, it's there. So good question. Let's see. Oh no, dropping a couple of frames. That's not good. Anyway, do you guys have any other questions before we call the cast? I think I'm not sure about this. Yeah, I guess we could do one more broadcast this week on Wednesday, as Carl was talking about. We could definitely do that before we leave, letting everybody know. You know what? Let's do that. So Wednesday of this week, next broadcast, letting you guys know how many of the engines and how many of the systems are going to be going into the van, into our van, and coming up and going up to New York. Yeoman asks, when are you guys leaving to New York City?
Friday morning, 4 a.m., 5 a.m.
Yes. So, thank you, Carl. So, we'll be driving all the way up, and yeah, we're gonna have a good time on the way up too.
We'd love to leave on Tuesday, but the truth of it is, we get too much fish to fry.
Yeah. So, Powers USA says 800 miles. Oh yeah.
I do that before breakfast.
Mm-hmm. I used to work for a logistics company, so yeah.
I thought he said a religious company. He meant to say a logistics company.
Yes.
That came out wrong from my ears. I'm getting old, everybody, so sometimes I have to repeat myself, but I don't always hear what they say.
I have mush mouth every now and then, so that's, yes. And, Alan just says, that's just crossing Montana twice.
Yeah, the difference is Montana's got a realistic speed limit. It's not the East Coast. Plus, don't forget all the toll booths we'll have to stop and pay at.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. Once you get up to New Jersey, it's the turnpike and everything else. Yeah, I remember that now.
And it'll be Friday afternoon traffic, so.
Yeah. So, no, I've done that. I've done the drive before. It's not too bad. So, once you, this is no slam on Tennessee at all, but every time I've gone through Tennessee, there's always some sort of road work, and there's always traffic in the middle of nowhere. So, looking forward to that again. So hopefully they've got their 7 years projects done by now. Winter 9 says, a while back there was something on the second yoke. Does the system run 4 Mark 1s on the current yoke? Yes. And will a second yoke be an accessory that could be added? And the answer is, we'll have to see.
It is an accessory. It requires a second power supply if you're going to load them both up.
Mm-hmm.
And you lose some of your build volume. So you end up with 6.5 or so by 8. Well, if you run 8 heads in it, all 8 heads can cover an envelope of 6 by 6 by 8.
6 by 5.5 by 8.
No, it's 6.
It is 6?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the thing of it is just stay tuned. We have a new configuration for the heads. If you were updating to get a dual yoke, then we would probably give you the different configuration, because it turns out that we can get 6 heads and create a build volume of nearly 8 by 8 by 8 with 6 heads.
In the same...
And so in the same box, it's some rework. I mean, I'm not going to say it's not some work. It takes a semi-skilled person between 2 and 3 hours to take it apart and put it back together again.
But there you go. Oh, X-Ray Charlie, thank you very much for joining us tonight. Will any of the systems be shipped soon, or are they just a hand-delivered ones?
That's Ken, right?
Yeah.
Oh, Ken, yours is I think yours is the first or second shipped one.
Mm-hmm.
So they were trying to get out the door before the show.
Yeah.
Whether that happens or not, ask me on Thursday. I'll tell you in the box, or I won't.
Yeah.
If it doesn't, it's only because they're still testing it. But yours has been in the other room for 5-6 weeks now, so we have no excuses other than, we're slow. But we will ship to you.
Yes.
Have you made both your trips to Dallas?
Yeah, he has.
Both of them?
Oh, yeah, 2? I thought
no,
one.
He was going to make 2 trips.
That's a good question.
At least I thought he was.
No, I think he was going to Dallas once, and then the other one was going to go to a different city here in the United States.
Well, let's see.
So
I've done those trips. Okay. No problem. We'll just ship them to you.
Yeah.
Unless you want to drive to Montana.
Well, there's two guys already in Montana. There's one guy in Coldstream, British Columbia.